All right, so I am testing out my new toys to see how all of this works. I'm going to go into Enlight Pixaloop and we're going to create something. So I've already imported a picture from my camera roll. This happens to be one of my new listings. It has a gorgeous backyard. I'm not really 100% sure of everything I want to do, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple and lean towards animating the water and potentially changing the sky. So if I needed to make adjustments, now again, I have the paid version. So if you have the free version, you will have certain limitations. I do recommend using the free version until you outgrow all of those features and then go ahead and pay for it. So if you have to make any picture adjustments, you can. It's definitely up to you. I typically do not. I usually have my stuff already done. And if you hear the ringing in the background, that's because my husband left his phone in here. So, again, thank God for a test run, right? So this picture is actually perfect. There's nothing I need to change on it. We're going to go ahead and let's move forward to the waters portion and see which one will work. Now, sometimes you have to select different ones depending on the picture, the exposure, and all of that, just to have it noticed. You know what, let's see. It's actually not painted heavily. As you can see, the very light orange, if I take my finger through here, I can highlight it and it will really show. And that was part of the problem that I was just now having. Now, it doesn't go all the way back in the image. If you see, if I zoom in here, my finger, I'm trying to paint it and it won't show. That is one feature that I'm hoping they will change in the future, but at least you can pencil in and make some changes. And sometimes you have to go in and you have to erase certain sections because they will have it over on land, and you definitely don't want your land to wobble. See, like all of this is going to wobble in the photo, and that I don't want. Just that. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be perfect with water, but you don't want it to be too high up. So this is going to drive me crazy if I don't paint that right there. I just wanted to highlight a little bit more. Let's go over here and see what I have that needs to be fixed. Let's see. I really love this app, y'all. It is hands down my favorite, besides Facetune, because that just makes me look perfect. Okay, so now let's play. Let's see if that water is too much for the motion. It's actually not bad, but now we can go through and test out other ones. As you see, that just definitely looks a little too much. There are all kinds of options here. And it's just a matter of your preference. I happen to like, I believe it was this one. Yeah. No, wait, just kidding. That one's better, I think. It's actually not turning out the way I wanted it to. Okay, that one looks good. So that's done. You can also add effects to this. I mean, you could do, those aren't really showing up. Let's do a different effect. What do I want to do? You can physically animate your water if you want to. So in this back area, I can actually animate it and it's like, okay, crazy. Then you just anchor it, or you can use the freeze button and highlight what you want to freeze. You have that ability as well. And as you see now, that water will move going forward. But it definitely needs to be fixed a little because, let's remove this path and redo it. It should be shorter. Let's try that. That's a little bit better. Okay, now I'm just going to do my anchor tabs so it doesn't look too funky. I might actually remove that one. That's better. Now let's see. How does that look? It's not bad. Not bad at all. So that's an option you have that you can do, and it just makes the water flow down. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do the sky, because that is definitely something I want to change. Now, if you notice, there's 3 little dots down here. If you click on that, you can change your options. Now, Enlight Pixaloop has added new skylines, and they don't have all of the options the original ones do. So if I click on this one and click on the 3 dots, you see I have way more options here. I'm not sure why that is. It could be something new. This happens to be a super cute skyline. You also have to be aware of, if you're using a twilight photo and you're trying to change the skyline to something blue or something bright, how it's going to look, because it may not catch every single area, and skylines do not have a paint and erase feature to section off where you want your sky to be in this app. And you also have to be aware of trees and things, or buildings or something like that. So that's a cute one. That's not bad. I mean, that definitely really pops in my humble opinion. They had these new ones that came out that I have not tested yet. Let's see, where are they? I can't find it. Maybe they got rid of them. They do app updates all the time, and they add things and remove things. It looks like they have removed them. They were, or it could be somewhere else. I could be mistaken, y'all. So there's that one. If I go into here, I always like to change my ambient settings back to the original, because if you see, what that does is it just puts a hue over your photo, and I personally don't like that. I like the original editing I have done. I want it to be clean and crisp, and I just want it to highlight whatever other areas that I am changing. So let's see. This one's cute too. The hardest part, I'm not gonna lie, is picking a skyline, because I like them all so much. Nope, definitely not that one. These I have not used yet, as you can tell. Sometimes just for fun, it's nice to like mess around with these. But as you see, if you zoom in there, you see how it's not catching all of the areas. That's what I was talking about. Like, you just have to be aware that when you choose skylines, sometimes it won't catch everything. And you just don't want it to look horrible. Well, not horrible. That was like super dramatic, guys. I'm sorry. And I tend to be have pet peeves with this thing in general of editing my little Enlight Pixaloop stuff. So don't mind me. You do what looks beautiful to you. This is almost like an afternoon shot. That one's kind of cool. I can change my horizon. I can change my wind speed. See, it's there. You can add a little bit, you can add a lot of it. It's really up to you. Details, if you want to make it more structured, you can do that. If you don't want it structured, like, that's actually kind of cool in my humble opinion. And you can't really see the sky moving. And let's see. That's kind of nice. Nope, I'm going to keep that there. There we go. Perfect. See, it just gives it a nice little sunset. Yeah, look at that. That's really pretty. And that, my friends, is how you edit a gorgeous picture for your listing. Now, there are other features you can do that you can add if you like. Like, you can add certain effects, which I don't really use those too much. You can add elements now if you want, and I love the flow of this that they have added. Actually, where are the birds? Let's see, here they are. So if you want to put birds off in the corner, just flying away, I like to add them in a corner, because if you look, watch, see, they fly in, and then where do they go? If you have them in the center, they just disappear there, and that looks kind of strange. So I like to, here we go. They'll fly in, oh look, so pretty, such a nice day, and away we go. So that's what I like to do. Yeah, let's keep them just for the fun of it. This way you guys can see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and export this bad boy. Now you can change your size and it'll play and it'll show you what it'll look like. We may not have the birds. Well, you kind of have them there. There they go. see, so you have different options. You can change to a live wallpaper, things like that. I'm going to stick with the original size. I always put my duration between 12 and 18 seconds unless I'm doing a tutorial, and then I'll put it up for like 2 minutes. Just because depending on which social media platform you're using, and if you're going to use stories or a post, it will just flow better, because 6 seconds, when you put it down to 6 seconds, it's there and it's gone by the time the post is loaded. And I typically always put my quality up to 2K, because depending on people's devices and what they're looking at it, it will have more clarity to it. So we're just going to go ahead and do 18 seconds for this one and 2K. Do not exit out of the app while it is exporting it, because you will lose it. Well, you won't lose the image itself. It will save in a gallery, but you will lose it completely. So if I click over here, there it is, top right corner. I can always come back to it and edit it again if I need to. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to y'all later. Bye.